What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling just full of just that lunar energy today, Cancer. I'm not sure, just feeling it, Cancer. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just really the greatest, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy. Welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Something shifted, Cancer. I'm still trying to put my finger on it. But, so this channel is for those of you who have Cancer in your place. I'm getting it together, Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm recording earlier than normal. Mars, wherever. This one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void of course. It's all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Venus Day. It's Friday. Hopefully you're feeling abundant. Hopefully you got this payday today. In Cancer, the moon is in Aries. And with the moon being in Aries, Cancer, this is a great energy for, really kind of increasing your confidence. Just doing things with, if you have, like, let's say there's maybe a role that you're trying to do, or trying to get towards, let's say, like just like a promotion, or maybe trying to work towards, or maybe you're trying to start up a new project, or maybe you're trying to even approach a special someone there, Cancer, kind of get up that, bring up that courage. Aries is very confident energy, so I feel like this is one for you to be bold, be assertive, feel getting that confident energy. And this is a great energy too for thinking about your ambitions. I feel like Aries is one that's they're the leaders of the zodiac, and so this is something where think about how you want to grow in life, and whatever that looks like for you to achieve, or to go with that passion and that drive, that determination as well. You may notice too that your energies are just more, Cancer, so definitely lean into that. And this is a great energy too for making first impressions, or maybe putting that best foot forward. Aries is associated with the first house, which is the house itself, so this is a great time to maybe do something with your appearance, Cancer. Maybe try on something, the new styles, anything along those lines. And even thinking about your approach to life, Cancer. Aries energy is great for that. And then Cancer, we're in the full moon phase. And so hopefully you're just feeling, I feel like this is very healing energy for everyone, Cancer, but I feel like for us in particular, being ruled by the moon. So I feel like if you get a chance at sometime, if you're able to see the moon, get out there, Cancer, do some moon gazing, just kind of bask in that energy. And even if you can't, maybe let's say there's a cloudy night or something like that, the moon's energy is still out there, Cancer. So I feel like this is a great energy for doing some meditation under there, kind of doing some inner development, going within, and kind of sharing that gratitude with the moon and with the universal energies. And it's really great time for celebration and to reap what you've sown, whatever it is that you've worked on towards this lunar cycle, because the fact that you even took the initiative to try something, I feel like that's manifestation at its finest. And so that's worthy of celebration. And it might be, you notice that your emotions are a little more heightened during this time, Cancer, so definitely pay attention to that. It's really just a lovely energy when the full moon comes around. Might even feeling like a surge of energy. I notice that sometimes I kind of get not trouble sleeping, but just like the energies feel more active in the evening. So something to pay attention to. And then the last few things, Cancer, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. Then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that are like watching, Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very, very intuitive groups. I think you really enjoy them. Well, let's get into your general energy of the day. Oh, Cancer, and look at us syncing up with our energies. I love it, because you got the fourth card of Us, which is the Mirror card. And what a perfect thing, Cancer, thinking about Aries when I was just talking about self. How do you view yourself, Cancer? And this is a card of self aware, ego, seeing clearly, facing issues, self assessment, self improvement, insecure, making comparisons, reflection, obsessed, narcissistic, vain, self love, and self appreciation. And the energy, they got a couple energies coming through here, Cancer. The energies that are coming through here are the self improvement and the self appreciation. And let's talk about the self appreciation because I feel like, this is something where, especially since this is happening under this full moon is happening under Aries, how do you really see yourself, Cancer? Do you appreciate all the great things that you do bring to this world? Because we all have something different that we bring, but sometimes I feel we can get kind of focused on the negative sometimes, and we can forget that. And I feel like that this is energy is just to remind you to make it a point, to appreciate all the little things about yourself. Whether when you're bringing it that day, or if you something just happens to look good, you're like, "Ooh, I love this outfit," or "Ooh, I love looking at you, good looking." Just little random things like that. Like, "Oh, look at you getting ready to go raise the vibration today." Just like little things like that. Like, and man, I love how I'm even thinking too, Cancer. Maybe towards the end of your days. When you're kind of winding down and things. Think about how you've affected. Think about any positive things that you've put out in the world and how you've maybe helped, maybe bring a smile to someone's face or anything along those lines, Cancer. And then with the self-improvement, because there's always something that we can be working on, Cancer. But I feel that if we look at it from it depends on where we look at it, it's going to affect how I feel we really approach this thing. Because if we come it from of like, gosh, you could wish you would do this better, or those sort of like, why can't you do, then it feels like it's an attack. That's very kind of harsh to kind of treat yourself there, Cancer. And I feel like it comes from this way, like coming from a different perspective. Let's say like, next time I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna make it a point to do that, or just those slight shifts in approach and conversations with yourself. I feel it can really make a really grand difference for your self esteem, your self image, and all of that in the long term there, and really just look at you, just looking at you from just a whole different view there, Cancer. I like that. Well, let's go ahead and get some tarot on this and get some details. Ooh, Cancer, I like this. So you have the Eight of Stars, the Ace of Cups, the Fool, and one of the special major arcanas in this deck, the Flower of Life. And Cancer, the stars in this deck are pentacles, and then the crystals are swords. And with the Eight of Stars, I feel like this energy is getting in this routine of I almost feel like that this is like, creating a new sense of who you are in a way. Like this is like, kind of, you see how this witch is kind of brewing up this, she's brewing up something in this cauldron here, Cancer. I feel like something is kind of cooking within you. And I feel like something is trying to come out of this. I see the Ace of Cups as kind of like this bottomless well of love, this divine love, this unconditional love, and I feel like it's like it's whipping up all these kind of positive things, to kind of feed into that well that is you, Cancer, and taking that out into the world here, to affect that vibration as a whole. Because of like there are two special cards, which you've been getting a lot of the self card, that mirror card, but this one, where the other one deals with self, this one deals with the collective, that universal energies. And I feel like it's like how those, when you focus on like that self improvement and that self appreciation, tell yourself those like kind of positive affirmations, and really kind of raising your vibration, how that little ripple effect, or how that, that one little drop can affect this whole vibration here, Cancer. I almost feel like that. I'm picturing like that, the three of stars in this deck, where it has that harp, and it just feels like as you're kind of recalibrating your resonance in a way, how that tone just resonates throughout the whole soul tribe there, Cancer. Something really beautiful, I feel like, is kind of this universal symphony, in a sense, is kind of coming together there. But it does start with how you view yourself, Cancer. And sometimes that does take a lot of work to get into that practice. But I do feel like once you make this a routine, because this is the sun in Virgo, when you start making that a routine, part of your day to day, then it just gets a lot easier. Then that wells just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it starts overflowing, and then others start to feel that energy, Cancer. And I feel like that, when we're feeling at our highest vibration, being as sensitive to the energies that we are, that energy permeates throughout your space, wherever you're at. And it just, I feel like it's just, again, it's like it's just waking up, kind of waking up others, in a sense. You know what I mean. I hope that makes sense. Let me get a little bit more on this eight of stars here, Cancer. Because maybe for some, we've been having troubles, when it comes to self-improvement, and like, that self-appreciation. Maybe it's something that is, it's just been difficult. It's like it's like we say these things, but I feel like that is for some, maybe it's just we don't believe it. And I feel like it's something that does come with practice there, Cancer. Because I remember there was a little while there when I looked, and really, like, when I would look in the mirror, and I would just say these really just kind of low vibratory things. But, as of late, and as I've been kind of working on myself, it was something that just those minor shifts each day, just like, just little things. It breaks that cycle. It puts, even if it's just for a little bit, it just throws a little wrench in that thing. And, the spaces get a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger, till it becomes, where your cups are just overflowing there, Cancer. And I love that. And then you're changing the world, Cancer, because you got the Three of Cups, the world, and then the King of Stars here. And again, I feel like, once you get from that stable place there, Cancer, and it gets you to where that energy is infectious, in a way. Just how negativity can spread throughout a room, so can positivity. And it just depends on, what vibration you want to put out there. But know that it does have a grander effect than just you, Cancer. And it's not to say that you can't feel bad all the time, like, or have those days where you're not feeling at your best. It's just being mindful of that. And it's just like, maybe if, how do I want to put that? Because we're gonna have low days, Cancer. It's just part of the balance. But I feel like it's just, how do we deal with those low days, that makes it all that makes everything just a little bit different. And we can even find the means of celebrating in those kind of low times, because we know that there's more growth that can happen, more ways to improve, as opposed to just being like, just feeling like we're just kind of stuck in an energy there. So yeah, something to think about there, Cancer. Now let's get some more on this. I even feel like with the King of Stars too, Cancer, you can be like a leader, in a way, But let's get some more on this. Alright, Cancer. So you have the Page of Crystals, the Nine of Wands, the Five of Stars, and then the Four of Stars here. And, I feel that, in Cancer, when we're doing this thing, it can be kind of hard. There can be a lot of energy that can go into that. Sometimes, and even too, when we have like those rough days, especially when we're feeling kind of low energy, we've just been kind of burnt out, things have been kind of stressed out at, maybe, let's say, at our jobs, or just maybe in our relationships, or whatever that's looking like there, Cancer. those energies can keep us shackled down sometimes, and keeps us from being able to access those reserves in a sense, because we can be so focused on the negativity and kind of feel so alone in the feelings that we do. But I feel that where it may be different in ways in how we feel them, we all go through the same type of thing, Cancer. We all have those lows and those highs. And I feel like with the Page of Crystals here, it's just like kind of getting out of, or like trying to get out of that idea that you are alone in this, Cancer. Again, your situation is unique to you, of course, but I feel that there is this energy of just trying to remember that, it's not, life is not just like just happening to you in order to bring you down. Again, it's always trying to bring you up. And just thinking with the World card, this is Saturn energy, is one of those things that gets easier with time, and wisdom that comes from these moments here. And I even feel like with this Page of Crystals that there is, when you are feeling down there, Cancer, I feel like there's a curiosity that's like a need to kind of question that further, kind of probe that energy a little bit. Touch it softly, see what's going on there, because just with being as sensitive again to the energies that we may have just been picking up on the ideas around us. She's trying to keep her calm here, but others might be whipping up tornadoes in the background there, and of course that debris is going to hit you, Cancer, and it's just like processing that. And then maybe this is something too where we can kind of, if we notice just like, oh, yeah, Sally was feeling kind of low as of late, or Joe did seem like he was in a mood, or then we can even maybe try to probe those energies as it makes sense, just like, try to spread that nurturing as it makes sense. It's just not like it's your job to take on trying to heal the world there, although I do love that. But and that might be even something too there, Cancer. When we're trying to help others in things, remember that you do need to take time and fill up your cup. We can only help others with the reserves that we have. You know what I mean? So we don't want to, run that well dry in a sense. Make sure that you are taking time to fill up your cups of wells, because that is a lot. When you're taking on the thoughts and the energies of others, because and I even sort of had a thought too here, Cancer, where there is a way I feel like for you to kind of help heal your stuff while helping others too. Like maybe being of, I feel like a good way to maybe approach that too for you if we have troubles maybe dealing with our stuff is like maybe being of service to others. Maybe we're maybe like volunteering at like a soup kitchen, for example, or maybe we're doing like maybe volunteer at like a community cleanup, or maybe like a beach cleanup or a park or something along those lines. Maybe trying different ideas or different ways of like improving yourself by helping others improve as well. Like, hmm. Yeah, just a little something I feel like to think about there, Cancer. All right, but let's get some advice for from Mars. All right, Cancer. Last little bit here. So you have the Two of Stars, the Eight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and then the Lovers here, Cancer. And then let's switch back over. So with this energy, Cancer, I feel like with this advice that I feel like for some, especially if we've been, again, pay attention to how you communicate to yourselves. I feel like with the Lovers, Try to. Oh, I missed a card. Oh, that's so funny. I was just thinking about compassion, and here's a most compassionate ladies. One of our cards here, Cancer, the lovely Queen of Cups. There, girl, you kind of snuck in there. But with this, with this energy, Cancer, that's perfect. I needed you, because when we're communicating with ourselves, there, Cancer. I feel like it's letting go of those kind of those harsher things that we say to ourselves, and making sure to work in some compassionate speeches with ourselves, because we're all growing and we're learning through this journey. And I feel like the more that we work this in, Cancer, the more it is easier to stay balanced no matter where the energies shift, because I feel like, especially with us being moon ruled, our energies are waxing and waning just like way more frequently than any other sign. And that can be tricky, but I feel like when we get to that balance there, Cancer, then we just start growing and growing and growing in this, and we start to see more abundance that's around us. I feel like here with the Wheel of Fortune, and then we see where it's like, again, because it's like we always go through those highs and those lows there, Cancer, but I feel that when we get into, it's like when we really fill our cups when we're at our highest, then when we get to those low, we can tap into that reserve, and then the shock is not so harsh or as heavy as it normally is, Cancer. And again, I feel like that balance gets there through time, and through practice. And I do sort of feel like with the Queen of Cups being here, Cancer, I do, even when I was talking about that being a service to others and things, like that is good and all, but I do just feel like that making sure that, because the Queen of Cups in this deck, she's the only queen, and I want to say even in the Rider White deck as well, she's the only queen or the only court card of the cups that has her cup closed. She's not just has that energy just all out all the time. She makes sure that she checks in after each time, and if she needs a little time to recalibrate and get back in balance, she takes those moments and does some self-care. So just a little something I feel like to think about there, Cancer. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So love how she snuck in there. But if you like that, Cancer, anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, because I feel like this is when we're working on that, thinking about self-improvement and appreciation, and appreciating the fact that you do take that growth and that you're taking these steps, Cancer, because that is a big deal. Taking those moments and improving, and however that looks like for you. And subscribe, you lovely queen, and love the Queen of Cups, and hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit, Cancer, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus for the readings and things, and just check your chart there, Cancer. Get to know about yourself and appreciate the energies that you do have. And then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there, monthly ones, yearly ones. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you some prize cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And I like that, because you got the Ace of Wands here. And I feel like it's taking that newfound inspiration, Cancer, that improvement of self, that love that you've developed for you. And it's like, again, spreading that out there. I love they got the flower of life and for the world to see, and just watch how that ripple effect just kind of takes place there. I feel like you can really, like I said, that universal symphony. And that's so beautiful, Cancer. I feel like that's a lovely way, I feel like, to kind of end the week here. But you be thinking about that, Cancer. And I feel like too, just pay attention, when you're in that energy, how it increases your energies. You have more fuel to do things and feel more inspired, and a lot of wonderful things comes with that. But let me get your oracle card so I can get you out of here, Cancer. All right, Cancer. I see. So you have the 21st card here, the World card. Very interesting energy. Very interesting energy there, Cancer. That's World energy, but it's the Nettle card, and this is a card of action, and this is ruled by Mars and Pluto, but it's in reverse right now. And I feel like that this is saying, Cancer, let's take some action. Let's start working, figuring out what's this. Or you know what? I do feel like for some, if we haven't gotten in this practice, I do feel like this energy of taking action and starting to get into that energy. Ace of Wands, get into that energy of, again, thinking about ways that we can improve. And it doesn't have to be anything major. It could be just something as simple as, again, making more of a point to kind of speak kinder to yourself there, Cancer, or getting the body moving, or because that can even get the energies moving differently and get you thinking differently and just get stuff, just a change, just get these energies moving in a sense. But I do feel like for some that maybe we've been kind of going maybe a little too, like if we've just been going a little harsh or just been feeling our energy reserves or kind of getting a little low there, just taking a moment again, just kind of Queen of Cups, do some self-care, feel that well back up, kind of pause and celebrate the work that you've done, reflect on that, and feel like, and then think about how you're going to bring it even bigger in the future there, Cancer. I like that, but I think I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there, Cancer. Raising the vibration, learning about yourself. Teach yourself with love and affection and growing there. You keep eyes on that moon. Well, this Rhonda too, but keep eyes on that moon there, Cancer. It's she's at her fullest now. She's shining bright, giving you those healing energies. Maybe take a moment and say, we're always kind of go 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 all the time there, Cancer, but appreciate that energy that's coming through there. And I will catch you. And enjoy your weekend, Cancer. And I'll catch you on the next one, Monday.